welcome to BAABs Kitchen, and I'm really excited about today. It's our first YouTube episode. I plan on making this series with my family. Hopefully we'll be able to show the viewers out there how to cook different meals and to show how easy it is to make different things. You don't always have to eat out, although I really enjoy doing it. Sometimes you can get better meals at home for half the hassle and half the price. So hopefully we'll be able to show you a few tricks and tips that you can learn at home. Today's episode is about how to make fresh pasta sauce. I'll be making it from Roma tomatoes and taking off the skins, putting it in the stock pot, and then we'll get into how I actually make a big batch of tomato sauce. I like having that with pasta. Later on I'll do an episode on how to make homemade fresh pasta as well. That won't be today though. I don't think I'll have the time. So we might as well get started. I'll show you what I have set up here and what I'm going to do. And then once it gets started, it happens pretty quick. So I'll be cutting in and out, showing you different things along the way. Okay, so what I have is a bag of Roma tomatoes. Now, fresh tomatoes are nice, but they're very difficult to peel. So what I always do is I freeze my tomatoes ahead of time. So I've got giant frozen tomatoes. There it is there. And might look a little freezer burnt, but it's actually not. I've done this many times and it'll turn out fine. So I've got this luscious bag of tomatoes here. I've got a stick blender. The height is kind of important when you're making a large batch, but anyways, this standard size should be perfect for what we're doing today. I've got a little paring knife. I've got a colander with a bowl underneath it. I'm going to take the tomatoes, I'm going to put them in boiling hot water for just a few seconds. The skin will start to lift off. I'm going to scoop them out with a scoop that has holes in it, a little spoon. Throw them in here, and then I'm going to take the skins off. I got the garbage can right beside me here. I'm going to throw the skins in the garbage. I'm going to take out the cores with the knife, and then I'm going to throw them all in the stock pot. Some people strain their seeds out of their tomatoes. I don't go to that extent. I think my sauce tastes perfectly fine with the seeds in it. I've never had a problem or a complaint. And really it's just so much easier doing it this way, I find. But frozen is the key. They gotta be frozen. So today I have two more bags that are about this size. So I'll be making a lot of pasta sauce. Hopefully later on I'll be able to throw some meatballs in with the mix. It'll be a long day of cooking, but my stomach will appreciate it. One more note. I did say I was taking the peels and throwing them in the garbage. When you're a gardener, that's a no-no. I should be putting it in a proper compost. My compost right now is in the process of being worked on, and I've kind of used a lot of gardening area out there, so unfortunately I'm throwing it in the garbage today. But yes, put all of your vegetable clippings, cut pieces into a compost if you can. It's way better for your garden, and yeah, a lot of these tomatoes I grow in my garden, or I find them on sale at the supermarket, but most of the time I try to grow them. So just a little bit of advice, start a compost. Okay, here we are. So I got the water, it's going to town. Take the lid off. Grab a couple frozen Romas here. I'm not going to grab too much at once because the water cools down very fast. Don't burn your hands. Oop. They're slippery buggers. Let's do one more just for fun. Any bad spots in the tomatoes you can peel off with the knife. So, I don't know if you can see that. The skin starts to lift here. It's really hard to see though. Anyways. It's already good. So, doesn't take long. You do it too long, you start to cook the tomato, which kind of pointless at this point. You really want to just keep the water going, and I don't add salt or anything to the water. Don't do that. I mean, It's just going to add more salt to your food, which they say is already really bad for you. So then, clean hands, by the way. Always keep your hands clean. And you could core it. See, my water is getting ready to boil up again. Like I said, it goes quick once it goes. So, I try to take care of peeling them before adding more, just because I don't want it to pile up too fast on me. Sometimes the skin won't break, you just gotta score it a bit. Sometimes they explode. It's all part of the fun. Now actually what you could do too, I haven't tried it yet, I might do it this year, is that you can keep the peels and all the little droppings and you can make yourself some tomato paste. That's really good if you can. I'd love to try it one of these days, and when I do I'll put it up and show you guys. So there we go, that was one batch anyway. I'm gonna leave my knife in there, my hands are super dirty, but that's okay. And we go again. So we repeat this over and over until I run out of frozen tomatoes or water. Sometimes the water has to be refilled. But that's it. Any bad spots on the tomatoes, like I said, I cut them off and I'll get rid of them. Everything over here, I'm using this to keep it all, and it'll drip down into the bottom bowl. It'll make a nice little juice after, which I just add in to my sauce as well. So that's about it. I'll tune back in after I've gotten a bunch in the stock pot, and I'll show you the blending part. And as always, you gotta listen to good tunes while you work.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? I'ma get you drunk.
Okay, well, after 2 bags, I'm on the last bag here, and I got all this sauce in the pot. I turned on the pot just to a low heat because it's frozen solid. It's going to take forever to get to temperature. And here's the drippings. So I'm going to dump that in just to help it thaw out. And add it to the tomatoes. That's it. That's just pure Roma tomatoes in a pot, skinned. There's going to be seeds. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it up for a little while just to make sure it's all thawed, and then I'm going to use the stick blender and just break it up a little bit. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for this to warm up a little bit, I decided to do something different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut up some Vidalia onions, a couple of these, a bunch of cloves of garlic, and I'm going to throw it all in when I stick blend it. I decided I've got way too many tomatoes today to be able to make sauce with all of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a basic concoction, heat it all up, and then I'll throw a bunch of it into mason jars to preserve it. And then I'll leave a little bit out aside, and then I'll turn that little bit into a bit of spaghetti sauce for dinner tonight. I'm going to throw 2 of these Vidalia onions in, a handful of cloves of garlic, 6 or 7, and I'll just get a little basil and parsley. I wish I had some ready in my garden. It's not quite ready yet, so I'm going to just use my normal stuff. And a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and I'm going to mix it all up in the pot, and then I'll blend it all, and then I'll warm it up, and I'll get ready for preserving, I guess.